the stats of how many passes you make isn't relevant. The stats of how much you have the ball isn't relevant. What's relevant is how incisive you are, what you do with the ball when you have it. And we looked like a team that was prepared to run at them. It was a lovely day out. It was a Sunday. It was a Saturday afternoon kickoff. You know,
and it's
down
like,
the south.
I was very happy that Havertz scored. And if there's one person I wanted to score, it was Smith-Rowe.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see the pictures of him?
Are they saying he was pretty? Because I think what they're applying is he gets not many chances, and he had 2 chances where he probably should have put it away. Do you think that's him saying I've messed up? I've got my chances.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me because it's football. You've fallen out, and that doesn't matter. You know, I don't know if... I think he's a young lad, and Arteta obviously has these really high standards for what he expects, not just on the pitch, not just on the training pitch, but around everyone, which is why you see Ramsdale going out of his way to show he's happy with Raya's save, which is why there's a lot of public face kind of stuff. And I think if you're a young guy and you really feel like you're throwing away your chance to play for Arsenal or to really make it...
Do you think that's what it was?
I think he's under stress. I think he's stressed, and I think he's under pressure. And it's noticeable that Stuvenberg put his arm around him, and I forget who the player was. Was it Zinni? Wasn't it? Yeah, and they put. But where are the other players? You know?
Yeah,
I think
it's obviously struggling, isn't it? And he's doesn't feel like he's doing enough but. I tell you what, he did a couple of runs and he looked brilliant again, didn't he?
He is our best progressive ball carrier.
Yeah.
So when I'm watching games like the North London Derby, going, I just would love to see someone burst through the middle. But it's him that I think of.
I am concerned that if he doesn't get a few more games, we could have the possibility in January that he could move on. And I know you don't want that, but I really want the lad to play.
There is another thing. I mean, we're old school, Scott. So there's another thing I would say on this. Is I didn't want Merson to leave. I didn't want Ian Wright to leave. I didn't want Tony Adams to retire. I didn't want Dennis Bergkamp to leave. What we want is we have to appreciate there is a timeline in football, and everyone's timeline is different.
But you didn't accept that on the last live when I said, well, it's inevitable, Dan. Saka will leave. And you were like, no.
No. Saka's not leaving. What are you talking about? He's never going. First of all, he's not normal flesh and blood. He's made of stardust, and stardust doesn't age.
I watched this video of some people, and they were saying, we look at Saka like we're his parents.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They're talking about...
as well.
I think that's how I feel about him and Emile Smith-Rowe and Martinelli, and to some degree Odegaard.
Through as young lads, and they've been there from 8 or 9 years old, and you're like, oh, he's our lad. Do you know what I mean? You look at him like that.
He's one of our own. It does make a difference. Maybe it shouldn't do, but to be fair, I kind of feel like that about Martin Odegaard as well. I kind of feel like he's found his real home. You know, I love he speaks so. Declan Rice. I feel like that about Declan Rice. I
have watched a few videos about Odegaard, from 15, and then, we're going out on loan, coming back, not making it, saying he's going to get a chance at Madrid, then getting sent out again. And you feel for the lad, but you can just see he so deserves where he is now.
So this is great, isn't it? Because what we want, and I'm sure it's happening, or I hope it's happening, is we want Martin Odegaard to put his arm around Smith-Rowe and go, mate, I've been there. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Because he has, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was 15 years old when he signed for Real Madrid, and 15 years old when he played for his national team. 16 years old when he signed for Real Madrid. Never got a chance. Even when we got him, when we bought him at the start of last season, there was that, I think I might want him. Yeah, I think we might play him. I think he's quite good. Because he had a good loan. I don't understand. So many people said to me, well, did you want him even when he was on loan? I was like, yeah. I was gutted the whole loan spell because I thought, don't do this to me. It's like, don't let me believe he's one of ours. And then he goes, I mean, Ceballos, yeah, you fuck off anytime you want. But I've lost you. You've gone quiet. You've pressed the button again, haven't you? Houston, we have. Oh, now you're muted and unmuted. No, you're out. I can't hear a word you're saying. Can you hear me? Nod if you can hear me. Nod properly. Don't nod like a wally. Nod properly. Anyway, we'll just do it with me. So, yeah, because now you can nod. Don't... I think he's going to go and come back, isn't he? Yeah. You do that. I'll hold the fort. So, what I was saying, and I think we can all tell that Scott's going to agree with me, is that as much as I really love Emile Smith-Rowe, and I think he's the Croydon De Bruyne and he's the answer, I think there's too much pressure on him now to make it now. I think that it's okay for him to have a little bit of a loan spell somewhere. I don't want to see all this chat of him going to potentially going to Chelsea. I think I can hear you now. Say something. You have to say something before I know if I can hear you.
Hello.
There you go. Elvis, is that you?
Thank you very much.
Elvis is a gunner. I've gone Tommy Cooper Elvis there. Just like that. There's too much pressure on Emile Smith-Rowe. Why has it got to be that he's got to play now? I mean, he's not like 40. He's 22. He's 22 years old, and I think it's great if you've made it by 22. It must be hard to see players like Saka doing it. Martinelli came in, But I would love to just be able to sit down with him and go, you are with a coach that doesn't want to sell you. He's looking for you to just turn up in training over and over again. And at the very top level, the difference between the good players and the great players is they turn up every single time in training.